Hello, everyone, and welcome to Next Gen Football. Of course, another European week of football has passed us. Football is back after the international break, the final international break before the Euros. But of course, before we go on to tonight's result, I just want to quickly jump in. We've got Will here. Will, what are you saying?
I'm very good. I'm very good. This Liverpool game has made me very happy. So yeah, I'm great. Fantastic. Brilliant. I'm great. I'm good.
We've got ads from GNA TV. Ads, tell me how you feel.
I'm blessed, man. I echo what Will says. Like Liverpool, just God, they're just shit, aren't they? They're just really bad, and tonight proved that.
I guess, it looked very bad, but we're going to go to the first game, quickly jump right in. Team that's even worse than Liverpool, but will still win a trophy in the season. That's Arsenal 0, Liverpool 3. I'm going to go first. I think, you know what? That was dead, literally, from the get-go. Of course, this performance, everything from this performance from minute 1 to minute 90 was just flat. Literally, I thought I saw the team line up. I said, you know what? We're going to go for this today. I got more confidence. I think we can win the game. Just jump in and I think we'll get a 2-1 win. But within the first 30 minutes of the game, that was completely one of the worst games of football I've ever watched. From minute to the get-go. No team went for it. No team wanted to go. The game was there for the taking. And then what happened then? Aubameyang playing left wing back. Literally, Aubameyang. I've got one message to say to Aubameyang, guys, and this is what I want to say to him. He's a fraud. He's a fraud. No, he is. Lama got a contract and then dipped.
I not the manager.
No. Of course, the manager gets the blame. I blame the manager that day. The manager has to get the blame because he set the team up wrong. I'm gonna go into Aubameyang a little. This guy said, "Oh, look at me, I'm so good." We put him in the system. He's had chances to succeed. He's failed. Like the game against Olympiacos in the Europa League second leg. This guy was through twice, 2 times on goal, 3 times on goal, 1-on-1. This guy could not get the job done. If you look at Aubameyang's XG, his XG was like 2. That was basically 80% of our XG for the whole game.
Sonny's left the terrace. Oh, this is going to be interesting.
That's what I got to say. But, no, before we go, before Sonny, I want to switch this game quickly before Sonny comes in. What went wrong for Arsenal?
There's only one Arsenal player I actually feel bad for, who I saw, on certain platforms getting a bit of hate, and that was Thomas Partey. I think he deserves better. I think calling him a flop is way too premature. He's a fantastic player.
It's embarrassing, man. It's embarrassing. Because they moan about Granit Xhaka, this, we're not good enough for this, we're not good enough for that. But hang on. We finally have a good player, a half-decent player. A midfielder way better than Granit Xhaka, and then you want to complain about it when there's bigger issues at the club.
If I'm going to be completely honest, Samuel, I didn't really focus on the game much. It was so boring. I just had it on in the background, had some music playing, relaxing.
Yeah. No, but there was a massive meltdown on EGTV between me and the girl, Samuel and the girl, meltdown, because Indiana had to pop him at the end and just rub it in, but ads, and probably was laughing the whole game, or he just was so bored with the game.
Well, no, I was actually a bit upset because of how Partey just had nothing to do. All he was doing was actually no, not nothing to do. Let me rephrase that better. He was doing basically a 3-man job. Basically, I don't know what was fucking going on in that midfield, but I think Xhaka's just honestly one of the worst midfielders in the league. I'm just saying.
No. Clearly good, because look, he's one game without him, and look what happened to our midfield. We got overrun.
I don't know. I'm sorry, but sorry, no, not Xhaka. Sorry, bro. What am I talking about? No, not Xhaka. Yeah, exactly. For me, if Xhaka was there, I think there would have been a little bit more balance. I'm just saying. I think there would have honestly been a little bit more balance, and I think any Arsenal fan can admit that if Xhaka was there, there would have been a little bit more balance there. But yeah, I think you guys still would have lost, though. Honestly, I think you guys still would have lost. For me, Partey, I feel really bad for. He doesn't really deserve to be at Arsenal, even though he came and I quote as well. He came to take Arsenal back to the top, and that's a quote from himself. And sadly, it's not happening at the moment. I think you might need to invest heavy in the next summer window. I think you guys need to.
Well, just one thing. Where's Sonny? Sonny's bottled it. Just like
bottled it, just like his fucking team. Shit.
He bottled it. But of course, before we get into Europe, I'm gonna wait for the Liverpool game tonight, just for hopefully a certain someone can pop in. But I want to go to the biggest game, the biggest, heaviest defeat of the week.
Don't you dare!
Chelsea 2, West Brom 5.
All right.
No. Big Sam Masterclass. Put respect on his name because he 5 goals to Stamford Bridge. The first time a team has scored 5 goals at Stamford Bridge since a certain Arsenal in October 2011.
Yeah, and then Robin Van Persie left the season after. We don't need to get into that. We don't need to.
Van Persie Masterclass to the bridge, but tell me what happened.
We were absolutely wank. Even when we had 11 men and we scored, Pulisic got a goal, but it doesn't matter, does it? Every player was shit. Every single player.
Even Jorginho.
Yeah, he was shit. I can admit he was shit.
I think he was good, to be honest.
Shut up, Ads. Shut up. Jorginho, worst game I've ever seen him play. One thing with Jorginho I can always rely on him to do is under pressure pass it, making simple passes, being relatively press resistant and keeping the ball. He was shocking. Couldn't even do the simple things, which he's normally so good at. Zuma, I can't even speak about Zuma. Shit defender.
No.
One sold in the summer. He is, out of all of our centre-backs, he should be gone the quickest. Silva, Christensen at least has a bit of... Christensen's not bad technically on the ball. He's usable at times. Zuma's just shit everywhere. He's crap. He is so bad. Silva was stupid to get sent off, but Jorginho, was poor, which led to Silva making poor decisions as well. Reece James was awful. What was he doing? Trying to chip it into Jorginho when he's one of the smallest players on the pitch. What are you fucking doing?
We have a certain Chelsea fan backstage. I know. I can see you back there. I don't think I see you. There's a certain Chelsea fan, Mr. Shades, Mr. Let Me Finish is right there. I see you, Prime. I see you back there. You're waiting for it. Chelsea got exposed. I told you the honeymoon period's over. I know it came at the right time, right before the Champions League game.
Samuel, you're talking crap. You think the honeymoon period is just when you go on an unbeaten run. That's not what honeymoon period is.
It's a new manager bounce. When a new manager
That's not what. No. A new manager bounce is 2 or 3 games. 15 games is not a new manager bounce.
No, I think it's a new manager bounce. Anyway, because these players were playing up to their ability. They wanted to prove.
And they had an off game. It is what it is. We moved.
But you never know. They get to share their confidence going to the weekday games against Port.
They're professional enough. We have a very good squad, Samuel. Unlike Arsenal, one defeat doesn't deflate us quicker than a fucking balloon that's just got popped.
Team Warner ain't professional. Come on, man. This guy's
professional players. Okay, Kovacic. How many times he won the Champions League on the big occasion?
That's
what I'm talking about. That Thiago Silva.
No. That's about
in the league and at PSG, We've
got. If I'm bringing up a point,
we've got Azpilicueta. Is a leader. Yeah, is a leader. You've got Jorginho, Kante, players like that. They're professionals. They will not let that hinder their performance against Porto. Well, to my knowledge, anyway. We were shit. It was a one bad game. What was Mount doing as well? Fucking hell. Mount, when he tried to clear it and he miskicked it. Oh my God.
But he's still Chelsea's best creative player. He's better than Kai Havertz by far.
Do you actually think he's better overall, technically?
Well, I think he's shown himself.
He performed better. But there's a difference, Samuel. He's performed better. He's not a better player.
Okay. Maybe Thomas Tuchel goes off players' ability in training, how he impresses them in training, how hard they work on the training ground, how good they are on the training ground. And quite possibly, Mount's been playing most of the games on a Tuchel over Kai Havertz.
Yeah, that's completely true. And I said he's performed better. He has performed better overall.
Listen, I'm going to give it to someone who's a massive Chelsea hater. Ads. Tell me, what do you think of Chelsea's 5-5 goals to Sam Allardyce?
Samuel, wait a minute, Samuel. This doesn't change the fact that you're way below us and you're not even in.
And you're way below us now, Will. So
Yeah, but we're not fourth anymore, so I can't even say fourth equals second. But it's fine. We'll beat West Ham. Rice is injured. A great DM, Declan Rice. Maybe Man United might look at him. Get
No.
rid of Fred, get in Rice.
Fred's not getting rid of. Sorry, he just isn't.
I guarantee if you got Rice, Fred is done.
But no, I'm just being realistic though. Right, I want to speak on the Chelsea game first. All right, because I'm just going to be as real as possible. Yeah, I mean, everyone's there saying about how for me personally, yes, it was one of the best performers under Tuchel so far, and that's a fact. No one can argue with that. I don't rate him highly. I don't think he's that great. To be honest with you, I just think. He has a good career overall though. If you talk about his overall career, but for me, like, what does he actually bring to the team consistently? I don't get it. He's not consistent enough. He's just not consistent enough. And for me, that's if you're a top draw player or at least a solid player, you need to find at least like a firm amount of consistency, not just patches of it, because that's just useless. It's honestly useless. But for me, players they go out of form. And that was an out of form Chelsea on the weekend. They lost, so it was horrendous. It was actually horrendous how bad they were. Reece James, shit. Apparently the best right back in the league. Then you had Thiago Silva making stupid decisions, and then I have people telling me, what if they had 11 men on? They still, for me, Chelsea just need to understand that they need to kind of translate everything from the Champions League into the Premier League, and then they'll be a better team. Until then, they're not gonna be good enough.
So do you think Chelsea are gonna do well for the league for the rest of the season? Do you think they're gonna finish in the top 4, even reach the final of a Champions League this season? Where that's a little bit of a stretch.
Sorry.
Do you think Chelsea will finish in the top 4 now, or even the Champions League final, or is that too far for them?
Well, to be honest with you, I'd love to see an East London team be in the top 4. So I hope they don't. But no, all of these Londoners, all the people that I know who I've grown up with and known for ages, even the adults who support West Ham, are all gassed over how they've actually got into the top 4. All of them are saying they need to get their passports ready, and can COVID just can COVID just burn off like completely? But no, Chelsea getting into the top 4. It's not over yet. It's not over yet. They're just not going to get second like they said they would. And for me, all of that gas that certain people they're giving it all of this shit with their big mouths running it all, then yeah, they're going to get finished at the end of the season. Trust me, I have edits already planned, so they don't need to worry. And to be honest with you, we need to win the Europa League. That's all that matters. If we don't listen, we win the Europa League and get second. That's solid, right? I just don't see Arsenal winning it. I just don't.
That's I don't see Man United winning. They bought every
because Arsenal and a European trophy it's not compatible, man. It just isn't.
But Arsenal knockout competitions of Mikel Arteta are truly unruly. Like Mikel Arteta's really shown he's won a trophy.
Who is Arteta? Lego
he's won more trophies than your manager. Your manager's won no trophies. Your manager has won no trophies at Man United. Arteta came in literally within the 6 months won a trophy. Ollie's done nothing.
Yeah, but what is that trophy doing for you right now?
Well, we look back in 10 years and say, oh yeah, we won Africa this year instead of finishing in top 4.
Yeah, but
you don't remember top 4 finishes, you remember trophies. That's
all it is. You have an FA Cup. But for example, listen, when anyone else wins it.
This comment says everything that why United won't win the Europa League.
United in the semi-finals are compatible. Yeah, we'll see, mate. We'll see. But all I'm gonna say is like Arteta is just he's such a prick. I just don't like his face as well. He's just annoying.
Arsenal,
I just don't feel the vibes, man. He just doesn't bring. He just doesn't. Boys, I'm gonna ask you this question: does Arteta really scream professionalism at all? I don't think he does.
Yeah, he does. Professionalism, definitely. He speaks very well.
He's more. No. What you would add? That's way too when Ollie's your manager. He's a definition of unprofessional. Every team.
Ollie's team would fucking destroy Arsenal's team just like Ollie would fuck up.
But he hasn't even
beaten Arsenal.
He hasn't even beaten Arsenal. What do you mean destroy? He can't even beat us. He hasn't even scored a
You
single
man,
goal.
you man can't beat us without your own players scoring from open play. So don't talk to me, please.
What do you mean when we beat you 2-0 last year when Oli was Arteta's
Pepe
first
scored,
time
yeah.
game?
Pepe
Pepe scored
open
and
play.
Socrates.
Oh.
Socrates from open play. So what
Why
do
are
you
we
mean?
talking about what, bro? Listen, that doesn't mean anything. That
But
doesn't
then
mean
being
anything.
looking professional doesn't mean anything either.
Oh,
Yeah.
rubbish! I'm just saying this right now. Arsenal, if Arsenal are a better team, they would listen. If Arteta's a better manager than Oli, or even should be in the same conversation as Oli, then he should understand what a good and bad player looks like. Because half of that team are fucking garbage.
So
Man. They are
if
trash.
Oli had knows between good and bad players, then why does he still play Fred when he's not that good?
You say Fred's not that good, but like he's won probably more than all of your players have combined, and that's simply just the truth.
I mean, just tell me what he's won.
He's won one EFL Cup and he's won 9 Ukrainian trophies
When did he
outside
win the
football.
EFL Cup? When did he win the EFL Cup?
When
I
he
don't
first
remember.
came in,
No, you've not won anything. You've not won anything with Fred. You've not won anything.
Yeah, he came in 2018 and you didn't even win anything. The last time he won a trophy was 2017.
You say he's bad. You say he's bad, but what you don't know he's bad. You don't watch United. He's not bad. He isn't
from what I've
bad.
seen, he ain't that good.
Trust me, my friend. He would improve your midfield massively. He would improve your midfield massively. No, I think he would.
No.
Okay, cool. Will
He's just so much better than him.
Is Xhaka better than him though? No.
I mean, they're not necessarily the same players, but I think Xhaka brings qualities. Wait a minute. I don't think Xhaka is good at all, but I think for balance, I think Xhaka and Partey would work better than Fred and Partey.
Fred is just he's a top class player. I'm just saying, like he's a top class player.
So why?
I'll go into the United game 2-1 with Brighton, but the real question is, if United were to compete for a title and win a Premier League title, is Fred in that midfield?
I think you know what I'll say. We get a DM because Pogba. Right, listen. This is Indiana. That's just worse. That's absolute crap. I'm saying this right now. You need if Pogba wants to leave because apparently now Pogba really does want to leave. So it all depends on whether Pogba goes or not. Because if Pogba goes, get a DM and switch McTominay and Fred around. That's what I would do personally.
Play Van der Beek.
No, Van der Beek is not better than Fred, so I'm not hearing this.
But he is. He's a much
He's
better
not
player
though.
than Fred.
He's
Technically,
not.
he is.
Will, that's your Will. He's not though. Many would disagree, my friend. Even our own fans would disagree.
Oh, I'm going to ask Samuel. Who do you think, Samuel? Van der Beek or Fred?
Van der Beek brings more creativity to the team. Him and Pogba get a DM.
Movement is Van der Beek's movement. How he creates chances with his movement is unreal. If you got a proper sitting DM and played Van der Beek, that'd be fine.
He is a top class Prime. That's just my opinion because everyone says, "Oh, yeah, you have to do this, you have to do that. You're a top class player if you bring a lot to the team." For me, Fred is a top class player on his day. He really is. He brings so much to the team.
Of top class player, Rads?
They're not what they're. Listen, they're far off world class for sure. They're far off world class for sure. But they have at least won something, and they do fuel and bring a lot to the team. And have a lot of consistency. Because if you're telling me Jorginho's consistency is better than Fred's, you don't.
But I've never said that Jorginho's a top class player. I said that I've said ever about Jorginho is that he's a very good player for who we have at the moment. He suits out of everyone that we have. I think he needs to be one of the players that starts because of his player profile. And I've said that at Napoli he was known for being a top class regista, which is why clubs wanted to pay £50 million for him. So I don't know why you're bringing it back to Jorginho. We're not talking about Jorginho.
And for someone to be top class as well, you need to be at least top 3 best at something. So for me, Fred is definitely top 3 best at winning the ball high up the pitch.
I massively disagree.
And retaining the ball. No, you don't disagree because you don't watch Fred.
Wait, so that's just a fact. You're saying for a ball winner in the Premier League, you've got N'Golo Kante to start with.
In the league, I think
you've got N'Golo Kante, who's the better ball winner.
I'm saying pushing. Listen, grabbing it from high up the pitch is simply Fred's the best thing he does. The best thing he does. His passing is good on his day. It's just everyone was saying his passing is so bad, but that's just complete rubbish. His passing is inconsistent. There's a difference between bad.
Can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, Samuel, for cutting in. Actually, no, you're hosting.
Yeah, cool.
I mean, I don't agree with the ball winning thing, but okay, if Fred is top class at ball winning, that means he has a world-class attribute. But I don't know how that makes you a world-class player. Like, okay, for example, what is a good example for this?
You could use a player with pace.
Oh, actually, Trent, perfect example. Trent's delivery on the ball and his passing, that aspect of his game is world-class. But he's not a world-class right back because he cannot track back. He gets beaten way too easily and he can't defend, or he's not great at defending. So he's not a world-class. Fullback.
Yeah, but I'm not saying Fred is world class.
The same way. What?
I'm not saying Fred is world class though.
Well, he's not. Trent is not a top class for right back.
I think he's a top class player overall though. I would say that.
The thing is, when you think of
hold on. Well, overall means your all round game, and if the rest of your all round game is not that good, you can have one great quality, and that's not even a disrespect. Like Rory Delap, he was brilliant at throw-ins, and that was his big specialty. Peter Crouch was brilliant in the air. Same with Andy Carroll. That was their specialty. And you could even say Andy Carroll, the fact that he was a brilliant target man and he could head the ball, that he was world class at doing it. Not many players in the world was better than him, especially when he was fit. But the rest of Andy Carroll's game was average. And that's not a disrespect to the player, but it's just sometimes you just got to be honest with what you see. Fred ball winning, if you want to say he's top class at doing that and whatever, fine. I may disagree, but whatever, that's semantics. But to say that then makes him more class, that means you then have to analyze the rest of his game. And if the majority of the rest of his game in terms of the other aspects doesn't match up to being world class, you can't then call him being top class. Sorry, that's what you're saying. That then doesn't make him a top class player. He has a top class attribute.
Yeah, no, but what I'm trying to say is, so I'm not saying he's like running up high up the pitch and doing it, and that move makes him top class. What I'm trying to say is, for someone to be top class, they need to be top 3 in their league and division at doing a certain thing consistently. They need to have other good attributes like passing and pace. You say that, Will, but you don't know that.
So what? So he's top class in his ball winning. What other midfielders are you comparing that to?
I'm just saying top. Like he's one of the top ones in the league at doing that, not the in the league.
Top 3. Who are the? Let's say 5 you're comparing it to, so that way at least I know who the other 2 are in the top 3 and what are the 2 that miss out. So what other players have you compared it to say he is top class?
Kante, Ndidi, Rice, and who else? What's his name?
Did you say Bissouma?
Yes, Bissouma. Yes, that's the name. Yes, Bissouma.
Did you only compare it with those 4 players, or did you compare with everyone and those were the standouts?
No, they were the standouts.
All right. So what were the stats with? Oh, when did you do this?
It's not stats. It's just an eye test, Prem.
Okay. How, in terms of the eye test, when did you do this? How long have you been calculating this for to do it?
Since I've been watching this since Shakhtar.
You watched Fred at Shakhtar?
I did watch Fred at Shakhtar. Only parts though. Only highlights.
Okay. And how long have you? So how long has Fred been at United? 2 seasons now.
18,
I don't know how long he was at Shakhtar. I didn't watch him at Shakhtar.
3 seasons. 3 seasons.
Okay, so 3 seasons at United. I don't know how long he was at Shakhtar. How long have you been watching Declan Rice, Kante? You said Bissouma. Declan Rice, Kante, Bissouma. And I don't know who the other guy you mentioned. How long have you been watching those guys for?
Rice since last season. Kante since Leicester, obviously. And Bissouma this season.
So that's not an equal measurement or stat to go off for everyone. Because I've been watching Rice since he broke through. And I know you don't rate him. But I have a better measuring stick to go off with Declan Rice. So, and it's the same thing you're saying with Fred. So is that not then saying that it's like you're saying we don't watch Fred, so we can't judge him correctly? Can I not say the same thing with you because you don't rate Declan Rice and you don't rate Jorginho? So can I not say to you, you don't watch them, so you don't actually know what they do. You're not rating them correctly, or you're not judging them correctly.
It's not that I don't rate Rice. I just don't think he's as great as everyone thinks he is.
And why is that when you've only watched him for a season and a half?
But because people say he's world class, say he gets into every team. I have talked to West Ham fans of stream, Pro.
I know West Ham fans. No one said he's world class. I've been watching him since he broke through at West Ham. No one has said he's world class.
Lansy does it for a joke, but that's it. It's just for a joke.
But no, I've actually talked to West Ham fans, and that's not a lie.
Oh, which West Ham fans have said it?
My friends in East London.
Many West. I think many West Ham
smaller clubs.
I think Rice has shown himself to be one of England's best midfielders, if not breaking the England consistently playing in every single England game. So obviously,
hold on. What is the correct wording they said? Did they say he has world class potential, meaning he can be world class one day, or did they say he's currently world class? Because I disagree with him currently being
yes,
he's probably on the edge, but he's not currently world class.
4 or 5 years, he could be.
They said, what you talk about? What are you asking me?
About Rice.
No, my friends have said that he is top 5 DMs in the world right now.
But does that
overall?
Okay, top 5 DMs in the world. That's probably not wrong. But does that have they said he is world class?
Yes, they have said he's world class. Yes,
he's currently world class.
No, that like overall, do you think he is?
Is that no? I'm asking you. Is that what they said?
Overall, yes. Overall, like whether season or not, they just think his quality is good enough for him to be world class already. Like he is actually world class. That's what they believe.
Will any of them be willing to come on and discuss this?
I mean, I don't know. Listen. I will happily listen. I will happily get them on in a future stream, and they will literally say what I said. Because for me personally, it's not. I disagree with it. But at the same time, I do understand because I do think he's a good player. I might say he's shit, but I don't think he is. I did a tier list yesterday, and I ranked him in very good. The tier under top class, all the best players. All the best midfielders in the league. I put him in the second bracket.
You said he's overrated. You said he's shit, and I watched your thing. Was it last week? The England team. You didn't put him in the team. You said Ross Barkley is a better all-round player than Declan Rice, which I disagree with.
I do think.
I rate both Ross Barkley and Declan Rice, and I disagree that saying Ross Barkley is better than Declan.
By the way, we could do a whole stream on Declan.
The thing is,
Rice
wait, Samuel, can I just say one thing? When you think of top-class players, I personally think Kante is a top-class player, based off of what you've just said. You could say that Kante is a top-class player because he's a world-class ball winner, and he has other strengths as well. He his energy is brilliant. He can press high up the pitch. He is what you call a world-class ball winner. Then you could say, okay, he's limited in other areas, but he has other good defensive capabilities where you could say, yes, he's a top-class player. That's personally where I rank Kante. I don't think Fred is anywhere near the level of Kante in any area. So I don't think you can say he's top class.
That's the last point we have to make on Fred.
I think he is. That's just my opinion.
Listen, we can go all day, but you know what? We can just one day make one stream. Declan Rice versus Fred. Just one day, whole stream, 2 hours, 1 hour, whatever. How long you want?
Team Rice.
The stats have been shown. Fred doesn't touch Rice.
Listen. We can go on about Prime. We have to move on. The next.
I know. I'm leaving. I just had to because.
Bye, Prime. Have a good
Take care, Prime. Take care, man.
Enjoy the stream.
Alright, so next game was Leicester City 0, Man City 2. I said before the game, and even after the game, I think Man City's gas or energy just seems to have stopped. I think they put the slippers up, time to relax because they've already wrapped up the title. There's no chance of Man United catching them now. No chance of any team catching them now. So I was quite surprised at the first 40 minutes. Man City don't score in the first 40 minutes, so people are surprised. People are literally surprised. So that's just how good this Man City team is, and props to them. Because at the beginning of the season, I had doubts on Pep. I had doubts on Man City. I had doubts on what they could do. And guess what? They proved me wrong. Because the first game these two played was actually Leicester won 5-2, 7 scoreline into this game. But Leicester City won 5-2 at the Etihad. And everyone thought, even me included, I said Pep was finished. he's going to be sacked by the end of the
You
season.
were foolish. You're saying that, Samuel.
No, because look,
You can say we can say everyone that I predicted City to win the league from the start. I'm just going to say that now. You can. I mean, you can't find me on Twitter, to be fair. So
Yeah.
don't go and search because you can't find it. But yeah, I did predict City to win the league because it.
what I said, no, what my reasoning was, Pep never rebuilt. He's never done this, so this is something new, first time thing.
True.
So first time thing, I put my judgment wrong, but guess what? He proved me wrong, and he rebuilt City after one season. Man City are rebuilt. He's got the best defense in the Premier League, possibly one of the best defenses in Europe, one of the best midfielders in Europe, or even the world. And he's got decent strikers. Only weekly
And injuries, Samuel. Remember injuries. The media won't cover this, but they've been riddled with injuries as well.
Or Nathan Ake, Nathan Ake's been out there for the whole season. I thought Nathan Ake was
and the strikers, Samuel, as well. And that's another reason it adds to the Pep Guardiola greatest of all time debate, joint with Jose Mourinho. It adds to it perfectly. You know, when Diaz signed for Man City, I spoke to Kai. Shout out to Kai. Go subscribe to his channel.
KH Filter Football.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not on that channel anymore, but go subscribe to it anyway. Yeah, I spoke to him about Diaz, and he said that he's really complete. No weaknesses at all. He's a very good player. He actually wanted Chelsea to get him as well. And it's come true. Diaz has been absolutely outstanding.
Adds your thoughts on City now? Do you think they're going to win the title next season? And is this one of the best teams in the Premier League ever?
I think for me, I think they have a chance of winning it again. Of course they have. Like all the winners do. I mean, it's not Liverpool. I mean, they're not just going to win it one year and then fuck up the next. You know, like this is an actual solid team. I see doing pretty well for the next few years. For me, I want to see what happens to their midfield because Fernandinho is, you know, he hasn't really been playing much. And, you know, personally, for me, I still think there's a lot in him. I still think he brings a lot to the team. I feel his presence when I watch them, and he's a really good player. But for me, no, they'll definitely be top 3 competitors again next season. And hopefully Manchester United are in there as well. But no, for me, Man City, they're just sick. They're just sick. But for me, I love how when Manchester United are first, like top of the league, and Man City are like so far behind us, all the Liverpool fans start sniffing their ass. And I called out Zayn as well. He's still gone missing there. I called him out.
The ads. No one knows what happened to Zayn, man. This guy just disappeared on the face of the
because he's an actor. He's an actor. That's why. And I call him out now. He is an actor. I don't care. He is. Why would you listen when your team starts when your team's shit? Like just grow some balls and admit it instead of running. It just doesn't make sense to me. But no, I'm not scared. I'll tell him that he's an actor. But no, for me, it's just he started sniffing City's ass when Manchester United were first. That's just Liverpool fans for you. That's just Liverpool fans for you. They will literally do anything. They'll go out of their way just to make sure that their rivals, Manchester United, don't have any chance of winning the league. Even at that time, we did though. But no, Man City, they will definitely get second or first next season. That's what I'm going to say, innit?
All right, so I guess City. I owe an apology to Pep for the 100th time. Pep, I'm sorry, but City are one of the best teams in Premier League history. This City team from 2017 to 2021, possibly one of the best ever. And guess what? They could do a quadruple to go along with it. But I want to go to the final Premier League game. Newcastle 2, Tottenham Spurs 2, Tottenham Hotspur's top 4 race, Champions League race, I think is over. I think this entire season, the League Cup final is over. Jose Mourinho has been an unmitigated disaster for Tottenham.
Samuel, you don't need to go into Jose, right? You don't need to.
No.
Stop you there. I'm just going to stop you there because we have this. We have this every week, Samuel. Every week.
I want to go from a point. I want to go from a point because Jose Mourinho, since he's come to Tottenham have gone backwards. Not backwards, but haven't progressed. They wanted to rebuild.
What do you expect? Absolute rubbish. Wait a minute.
It is rubbish. Yeah, I agree.
They're 6th here, but that. Okay, but they're so close to being in the top 4. That's actually what Poch was achieving. And I rate Poch as well. I rate Poch, yeah.
The consistently challenging for titles and nearly won a Champions League.
Consistently challenging. He still finished between second and fourth. Congratulations. Jose is pretty much challenging for the same thing as Poch did. And I rate Poch. I rate Poch highly. I wanted him at Chelsea. He was my
I don't
favourite
even.
choice. But you can't say... And I know why you're doing this, Samuel, because you knew that Wenger was a specialist in failure for years and years.
No,
and
well,
now
Wenger
that
wasn't
Jose's
specialist in
pulled
failure,
into
when
that trap,
consistent
you
even
wanna put
level.
his name in the mud. Jose's been there for how
Well, of
long
course,
now? 18 months-ish, almost 2 years, almost 2 years later on this year. And he will probably somehow still win a trophy somehow. And he will do it with that shit Spurs team. And he'll get probably 5th this year. I still think West Ham will probably drop to 6th. He'll probably get 5th, which is, you know, that and a trophy, which he probably will get somehow. He's Jose Mourinho. He's a fucking winner. Not like Poch. I mean, Poch, I still rate Poch very highly. But you can't say they've regressed. What was their standards to start with? How can you regress? How can you regress?
Ask a Tottenham fan. They want him gone. They want him gone. They want him gone
because they don't.
Yeah, because they don't know what football is. Exactly, they don't know what fucking football is.
They don't know what to win is. They don't know what to win is. They're spoiled. That's what Tottenham fans are.
They are
spoiled. Jose Mourinho, the joint best manager, maybe second, first, whatever you say, of all time. And they're going to moan and say, we don't like the football.
Ahead of Capello,
Deal with it. Deal with it.
If you don't mean ahead of Fergie is the best manager, mate.
If you don't like the football, then and you want to lose every week, fair enough. If you want to play shit football and finally win a trophy for the first time in your fucking life,
but they want to rebuild. They want to rebuild. They don't want to go for immediate. They want to rebuild consistently in the future.
Rebuild, but what are they rebuilding for? Chelsea have had success in the past. You can rebuild for success. Arsenal have had success in the past. Rebuild for success. United as well. City as well. What have Tottenham got to rebuild for? Getting where they are already. Getting Champions League football, which is pretty much where they're at now.
Can I go?
For?
Go on, Prem.
There's no point them Spurs fans are weird. They're comfortable with just rebuilding every few years and challenging, if that's even a thing. But yeah, they say they're a big club, which is why, like, what Poch did to them. If Spurs really are a big club, what Poch did is a failure. Because for 3 seasons he had a title-winning squad. Because they had the best fullbacks in the league, the best striker. Ali was the best goal scorer midfielder. They had Ericsson. They had everything, the best team in the league, and they still couldn't win. Because when Chelsea won it with Mourinho, in reality, we weren't the best team in the league. When we won it with Conte, we weren't the best team in the league. When Leicester won it, they weren't the best team in the league. And Spurs should have won it, and they didn't. When... They want it. Rebuilding is fine, but you rebuild with a winner. And if the thing isn't even doing it with Mourinho, that doesn't even matter. Sack him if you want to. But the fact that they want to bring in someone like Nagelsmann, who I rate and I want at Chelsea, he's not ready. Like, for one, going to Spurs will be a backward step for him. And 2, if they want to win, which they do, because regardless of what the fans actually think, Levy wants to win. That's why you bring in Mourinho. Then it's the thing with fans. Fans pretend and say they care about their football club, but they don't. They care about their own personal agendas, which whether it's get Mourinho out or it's stupid things like, if they hate Aubameyang, or it's about Pogba or Fred or Jorginho or yada, yada, yada. All these stupid little things or our own biases doesn't really matter, because at the end of the day, it's about the club. And if they say that they want someone like Mourinho to win, then it's up to you guys to then get on the board's neck to back him. Because you know what Mourinho does when he's backed and when he has his team. He wanted Lingard in January. Look at what Lingard's doing right now. They wanted Milan Skriniar to improve their defence. And their defence is shambolic. They bought Matt Doherty for him, he's a good wing back in Wolves' system, but outside of that, he gets quite exposed. Because I watch him play for Ireland, and he plays right mid because he bombs forward, but he can't. Defend. They brought in Reguilon, which is not really a signing because, well, yeah, maybe they brought in Reguilon, who's not really a signing because he has to go anyway. They keep talking about this rebuild thing that they're trying to do, that they want to do, but I'm looking up at them playing FIFA. You're talking about this rebuild thing that they're trying to do or that they want to do, but it doesn't
Well, Prem,
really make sense because they want to rebuild with someone who's they don't want to rebuild with a winner.
I want to interrupt, but if they want to rebuild, they want to go on, then if they want a key part of rebuilding is to sell Harry Kane.
But Samuel,
Samuel, I agree with that. But a key part of rebuilding is backing them up. Sack Mourinho, bring in Nagelsmann. I watch Leipzig play. I've watched him since he's been there, and I watched him a bit at Hoffenheim. The way he plays, if he comes into any, because I know United fans want him as well. If the way he plays, if he comes to any team in the Premier League, any big club in the Premier League, the fans are going to mock and laugh at him for about a year or two because his system is going to take 2 or 3 years to actually work. And he's going to get exposed in big games because of the high line he plays and the fact of he won't really adapt.
Who's this Prem?
He's going to keep trying to make his system work, and it will work, but you have to sit and back it. It will work out. He could go to Leicester and do it because Leicester fans are patient and they'll give it time. Spurs fans won't give time because they want to do this thing where they're challenging and they're fighting. Or actually, no, maybe they would because they'd go into big games and they'd attack, but then they would get exposed. But Spurs are okay with that because so long as it's an attacking game, like when they lost 5-4 to Everton in the Cup, because
Prime,
because it was an attacking game and they saw goals. But that's, in my opinion, losing 5-4 is worse than losing 1-0. It's false hope.
Do you know what though, Prime? Do you know what?
And hold on, any fans that are saying lose the cup final to get them sacked, or let's not get top 4 to get them sacked, you're sabotaging your own club's success in order for your own selfish personal gain. That's not going to work out well for you. Because these players that you have, if you bring in Nagelsmann, whoever, Eddie Howe, Harry Redknapp, whatever, it's going like the league table right now, as it currently stands. Spurs are 6th on 49 points, 2 points away from Chelsea, and 3 away from West Ham. Top 4 is still on. They're in the cup final. This Man City team is not as great as people think it is. In a one-off game in a final, could do something, could do a madness, and they could end up winning. They could get a trophy and get top 4. They could get top 4, or they could win a trophy. Listen, Arsenal are 10th, and they were in a relegation battle for 2 months, and they're acting like they're that bad. Spurs are not that bad. And yet Arsenal fans are optimistic and Spurs fans are depressed. It doesn't make sense to me.
Facts.
And also, it's also weird because Spurs fans feel like they have a sense of entitlement to get what they want when they've not won anything in 13 years.
They feel like they can get, because I wanted Nagelsmann, and I was talking to a Bayern Munich fan who watches the Bundesliga and knows about Bayern Ryan, and he said you can't really buy him out because of the contract he's in. You're going to have to wait a few years. There's no way Spurs can do that if Chelsea can't, for one. And two, if any club can get him out of that contract, it's Bayern Munich, because Hansi Flick is probably going to go and manage Germany by the end of the summer after the Euros.
And in my opinion,
it doesn't make sense for him to downgrade. Like for me, if he's going to come to the Premier League, the only club he should go to is Leicester, because Leicester would actually suit him, and he'd be allowed to build.
West Ham.
But West Ham, their board is a mess.
Yeah,
Leicester, because he'd be allowed to grow and build without any problems and hassle from the fans, and the board would back him.
We've got to move on, but what I've got to say is Tottenham, I think they've been in winning positions so many times this season, almost 15 times this season, and have dropped 15 points from winning positions this season, which shows a lot, not about Jose, but players. The mentality of the players ain't good enough. Unfortunately, it's going to take, I don't think Jose will get the time he needs to get rid of his Tottenham team players and change the culture of the team. But I want to go on to Europe, tonight's game, the big one. Real Madrid 3, Liverpool 1. I'm going to give this to Will.
Real Madrid bullied them, dominated them, outclassed them. Zidane, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for calling you shit. I'm sorry you pulled out the goods today with your bald magic. I really do apologise.
Why are you sorry?
I'm sorry because I've been slagging him off a lot. You know, Vinicius, you are a crap player, but you played well tonight. Well done, Benzema. If you're not watching this, Benzema, but come to Chelsea, please. If you are, I would love you there.
No, stop being. Stop being. What they didn't do much to beat this Liverpool team.
Asensio was good. You know, Casemiro was good. You know, Nacho and Militao were okay, I guess. The Courtois was okay. You know, Salah was shit apart from the goal he scored. moments, player. You know, yeah, it was a brilliant occasion. Great to see. I was laughing a lot. My chest hurts from laughing. So yeah, thank you, Real Madrid, and hopefully Klopp can, you know, get sacked, and then Liverpool can fall down for good to where they are. So yeah, thank you, Real Madrid. Thank you very much, Real Madrid.
Why are you apologising and thanking Real Madrid and thanking Zidane? They didn't do anything special.
Yeah, okay, Prime.
Everyone's beaten Liverpool this season. All you have to do is catch Trent out defensively, and you're in.
Oh yeah,
it's nothing. Well, Arsenal can beat them, but they've got, you know. But it's not that hard to beat this Liverpool team.
I agree.
They've been this bad for over a year, or for about a year now. It's not that hard.
But I want to go to ads. Do you think Liverpool might come back, or the season's finished?
I mean, I said at the start of the season, before everyone started playing on Sarcasm City, I said Liverpool wouldn't get top 4 or top 5, and everyone laughed at me. And I said, because I did. I'll even clip it and post it on Twitter at the end of the season. That these guys, they're bad.
When did you say this?
On Sarcasm City before the season started.
No, Pam, you can find me because I said United will finish second before the season started.
No, I have it from Samuel. When were you on Sarcasm City before the season started? Like, what video is this?
I think it's the season preview. The season preview, I think it was. I don't know. I'll clip it up anyway, and I'll send it on Twitter. You guys can see it there.
Listen, but what you got to say about Liverpool? Do you think this over the Champions League is over for them, or do you think they can up always? This one early goal on the first, second leg.
I mean, recently they've been struggling to get 2 goals in their game. So I mean, what can they do? What can they actually do? I don't think they're good. I just don't think they're good enough. I think their quality is, but the fact that people are putting their trust in people like Kak and like children in their defense is just embarrassing for me. So that just proves the standards have really dropped in the last since the end of the last season. The standards have really dropped between the fans and the players. So for me, no, I don't see them. I think they're out of it completely, and I don't think they're going to win anything anytime soon.
Yeah, but what I've got to say is to people like Ram, to people like Sonny, because do you remember Prime when we first came on our terrace last time? Do you remember Ram's chest? Do you remember Ram's chest was out dry?
Or was it?
I remember when the first times I was calling in, and I said this was during before the season restarted in the post-lockdown thing, and I was saying Liverpool haven't been that great the past few games. So this was like when they drew 2-2 at Watford or to West Ham, and they lost 3-0 to Watford, and then the 2 Atletico Madrid ties. I said they haven't really been that great the second part of the season. That are they really the best team in Premier League history? And I got shouted down by Liverpool fans, people calling me a fool. So that's why I kept saying, then fine, you're the best in Premier League history then, whatever. So you then have to retain your title. Because all the great sides we talk about, when we talk about United teams, they've retained it. City's Centurion side retained it. Chelsea retained it. The only reason why I don't look at the Invincibles that highly is because they didn't retain it. If Arsenal retained their title, then yes, but they didn't. And if the Invincible side is better than the Liverpool team last season, and I don't put the Invincible that highly, so there's no way Liverpool are up there.
Right, can I ask you a question? Do you think the Invincibles are top 10 team ever in the league, or do you just think that they're not
easily top 10? Maybe not top 5, or maybe just about top 5.
I'll be honest, this is not even the best Arsenal title win team. I see 01 or 2 is the best. 01 or 2 is the best Arsenal side. I think it's easy top 5 Premier League teams of all time for Arsenal 1 or 2 in my opinion. But I want to go because the gal put a comment. I just want to go Europa League Actually, no. I want to go for the Chelsea Porto preview. Just a little quick preview. I want to go to Will. Any confidence after the hammering of the weekend?
I think it's going to be 0-0. I can see Porto and Chelsea both cancelling each other out, and it's going to be a very boring game. There's going to be little to no massive chances. So 0-0, and then I think maybe we'll probably win at Stamford Bridge. But yeah, 0-0.
But I guarantee if you came like you did like on Saturday, I think you were out of the Champions League.
Okay, Samuel. If you play like you did against Man City last year in the FA Cup, you'd beat every team.
Wait, what did Samuel say?
Samuel said if we play like we did against West Brom, we'll lose. I could say that about every game Arsenal ever
if
played.
you play like the way you did, like even 10%, 5% of the way you played against West Brom.
Again,
then,
ifs, buts, maybes, could have, would have, should have. You know,
could have. You're not going to win. Win tomorrow. Actually, you're not going to win. It'll be 1-1. That's my prediction.
I'd rather it be 1-0 than 0-0. I want that away goal.
What Prime? What are you going to say?
2-0.
Porto?
Yeah, we're winning 4-0 on aggregate.
Oh, okay.
So.
Oh, okay. Do you think Chelsea are going to win easily, or it's going to be a gritty win?
Absolutely, and I honestly do think they're going to win pretty easily. But at the same time, I think this leg they might win easily. Yeah, fair enough. But Porto are really a hard team to beat, and they're not in the stage for a reason. They're in that stage for a reason. So I think in the second leg there'll be a bit more of a challenge, and that for me will only be if they lose in the first leg. So I'm going to say 1-0 Chelsea.
All right, I just want to go on to the best European competition, Europa League. But before that, we got one big question to leave the show on, which is from Miguel.
Wait, hold on, Sam. Sorry, 1 second. Well, one thing you have to keep in mind is Porto don't fear us, so they're going to come out and attack us.
I don't know. I think I don't know.
I just got a Prime. You see, you get off from question for to spice things up. Is the Europa League more unpredictable than the Champions League, or is it just me?
What does he mean by unpredictable?
I mean, more like surprises. Who's going to win the competition? How far teams get into it? I think he means it.
No, because this stage we're quarterfinals. By the quarterfinal stage in both the Champions League and the Europa League, it gets to a stage where in the Europa League anyway, where the teams that are left are or should be Champions League quality opposition. So United got dropped out of the Champions League. They're left in it. Arsenal want to be in the Champions League, right? And they say they're a big club, so they're still in it. Villarreal, they have Emery, who's won the Europa League a numerous amount of times. Roma are a Champions League
team
level club.
Mm.
Who else? Ajax, Champions League level club. Who else is left in it?
Zagreb. I mean, they knocked them out. They'll come back.
But Zagreb got an easy tie against Spurs. Spurs should have gone through.
And what about Roma?
And who else is left?
Roma.
Slavia.
Yeah, but Prague are a racist club, so that doesn't count.
Yeah, I won't even mention them in our preview tomorrow.
Do you know what's upsetting though? Actually, I think Slavia might beat Arsenal. That's what makes me sad.
Why are you sad?
Because they're a racist club. I don't want them to beat Arsenal.
Oh, no, I thought you were going to be sad for Arsenal if they lose. I was going to say. No, I want them to lose.
You got Granada, but the thing is, this is squeaky bum time. And Granada, if you underestimate them, they're going to hit you because they knocked out Napoli in the previous round.
And
Napoli was one of the best teams. Napoli could easily beat Man United on the day.
Easily? Oh, you're joking.
Over 2 legs, Granada dominated Napoli, and they're one of the best defensive teams. They literally, the way Granada play, I've seen them play, which is deep, park the bus, sit at the back, counter-attack opposition, and many teams have played that, like Sheffield United have played against you, and they've beaten you. Like we've played that against you, and we've beaten you. So many teams have beaten Man United.
You just said Napoli could beat us easily. You think they could beat us easily?
Yes, they could. They could beat us easily. They could beat Chelsea easily.
Yeah, that's Arsenal, and Arsenal on our level. So it would take some breaking down for them to beat us, my friend. I assure you that.
You see the Arsenal in football, you can't even beat us. I mean,
why does Arsenal beat Man United? What does that matter? Look at your position compared to ours. We are just a better team than you.
Okay, but head to head, you're not better. head to head, you haven't beaten us. So we've been a better team than you in individual clashes.
Yeah, whatever.
So this means that if we get to the final, it's also Man United. Arsenal should be the favourites.
It's actually about on the day. That's the whole point of second and first legs. So
Yes,
what if Liverpool win their next leg? Are they a better team than who they go up against? Real Madrid. Do you think they're better team than Real Madrid? They win.
Pair for pair, they have a better team than Real Madrid.
Okay.
No, they don't.
I mean, Alisson's better than Courtois during the part of the season.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
He isn't. He's better than Courtois.
But head to head, I think Liverpool better than Real Madrid. And it's shown last season.
Liverpool better than Real Madrid.
Yes, in the past 2 years, Liverpool been the better team.
Of course. I think right. We know who the two best attackers are in each team. I think when it comes to attack, Liverpool are better. But for me, that's just as players. That's just as players. As a whole, as a team and as a whole, I think Real Madrid are a much better team than Liverpool.
To be fair though, Samuel, wait a minute, Samuel, can I just make one point? You could actually debate whether who's been better out of Real Madrid in the last 2 years than Liverpool when you think about it. Like this season, last season, because I think Liverpool have been better, but I think it is a debate because if you look at the Champions League, they both got knocked out at the same point. They both won the league, and this season Real Madrid have been better in the league, and they've whooped them tonight. So I think there is an argument there.
Okay, I just want to go for the prediction. I want to go for the United game. They're going to score 1 goal. Man United 1. Granada 0. It's going to be a Bruno penalty. 1-0 United.
You say that, yeah.
But because Granada, the way I look at Granada, the way Granada plays is to sit at the back, counter attack, but it'll take time for you to break them down.
When was the last time Bruno actually scored a penalty? When was the last time? Because it's been a while, my friend.
2 games ago against Man City.
Oh yeah, shit! I forgot about that. Sorry, I forgot about that. Sorry.
So Prem, what do you think the prediction is? Are you there?
Granada United, who do they play as the winner?
They play Roma or Ajax because we're on different sides.
Roma Ajax.
Yeah. So what's your prediction for Man United versus Granada? I said 1-0 Man United.
What, am I predicting both legs?
No, this game on Thursday. This one game.
Please. Yeah, United will make it through and get knocked out in the semi-final.
Oof. You heard it here first.
I'm saying the same thing about Arsenal as well. Both English teams will make it through but get knocked out in the semi-final because Arsenal will have to play Villarreal. Even Zagreb are a good side as well. They locked out Leicester, so
yeah.
Ads.
No, I you know what? I don't think it's unfair what Prem said because we do tend to bottle the semi-finals. A lot of people just say it's Ollie, but the players are also accountable for that. For me, we will win the first leg. Probably about 2-0 maybe, and then we'll probably just slot another 2 back in the second, and I think we will win the Europa League. To be honest,
I will.
4-0 United against Granada.
Right, so that means
how are you winning the Europa League?
Sorry?
What you said, repeat the whole thing that you said.
I said we will beat Granada in the first leg, and then we'll slot another one back in the second. We will beat the team that we face in the semi-finals, and then win the final and win the Europa League altogether. That's just what I think. That's just what I see happening, and I think it's fair to say that. To be honest,
do you think you guys can beat in a final Emery or Arteta?
I think we can beat Arteta in a final. Absolutely.
Well, Mark Arteta plays final cup final.
I don't think so.
If you've seen Mark Arteta in individual games, big individual games in cup competitions, he's played very well against the bigger opposition. He sits back and breaks you down and counters you like he did against Chelsea, like he did against Man City. So it'll be very...
Okay, wait a minute, Samuel. I just want to say one thing. Yeah, don't put the Chelsea and Man City game on the same level. You know, Lampard fell straight, naive, £2 worth.
Yeah, well, it's not just Lampard though; it's also the players, which is the same thing for these current United players as well. They're going to
that Man City game
get to a final or semi-final. They'll bottle it, which is why I don't see them winning.
that Arsenal game versus Man City was a masterclass. The one
Yeah.
against
And
Chelsea, Lampard was shit.
It's also why I'm saying Arsenal, if they face Emery again in Villarreal, they'll just get outclassed because Emery knows how to win this competition, and he knows what it takes.
And that's
And getting to it's a big. We're getting to a big stage, and we see what Arsenal are like in the big stages in Europe. They don't do well.
Mikel Arteta has proven himself to win more than Oli. Yes, he may be an FA Cup. He's won something in England.
But I'm not just talking about Oli.
No,
I don't see United making the final. I don't see Arsenal making the final.
Listen, that's our unreal opinion. You have to wait and see. But we're
it's fair. I respect it. To be honest,
we've been here for an hour now, but we're gonna wrap it up. Of course, thank you everyone for tuning in. But before, let's shout everyone's socials. Let's go to Will. Will, where can we find you?
Well, I don't want you. Well, I'm not on Twitter anymore, and I don't want you to follow me on Instagram unless you know me personally. I will block you. You can find me on
your Tuchel page.
I don't no, Prem. I attempted to make a Chelsea media page and I gave up because I can't be fucked. I've other things to do. So yeah, you find my Strong TV for watch-alongs and other content. Subscribe to the Nexus, please. Subscribe to the Nexus. Great content with everything geek culture. You can find me on Sten's channel. Sense Talks, and I mean I'm not on there anymore, but shout out to everyone at No Filter Football as well. Yeah, go and subscribe to them.
Ads.
You can find me at Adzils, ADZILLZ on Twitter. You can also find me at ad.zils on Instagram. You can also find me on GNA TV alongside Jem producing Manchester United content. Obviously, Jem does the Chelsea side as well. You can also find me here every Tuesday night. And yeah, I'm pretty much everywhere. If you guys do want some banners as well, I'll be opening up my website next week. So if you guys do want some free banners or even want to pay for some, just hit me up on Twitter.
Link up. Adzils on Twitter. Legends Prime is already there. You can find me and Prime on the TFT Terrace after Chelsea games and after Arsenal games. Show our Nexus with Prime, Strong TV where Prime is on. Even Friday nights here forward with Prime. This man has a presence of N'Golo Kante on this community. This guy's everywhere. As with me, Samuel4002 AFC on Twitter and EGTV on YouTube and TFD Terrace on YouTube as well. We could generally find me on Prime. But for that,
also stay tuned. 12 o'clock. Yeah, midnight. So in 20 minutes probably actually. Yeah, stay tuned. We will be going live on this channel. So.
Yeah, what he said. So with all of that. Got 20 minutes, guys. Tell your girlfriends, tell your wives, tell everyone. Sub to First 11 TV while you're at it, and come here in 20 minutes. Drink your coffees, drink your beers. Come here, get the popcorn ready because Prime's gonna be live in 20 minutes. Everyone, thank you for tuning in. Southgate in never. Southgate out. Eddie Howe in, or even Frank Lampard.